Hey everybody, this is Tom from Rocket Restorations, and today we're going to talk about me being cloned. No, I'm not talking about a Star Wars movie. I'm talking about Facebook Marketplace. So, Facebook Marketplace has become kind of a cesspool of scams. It is getting really, really bad on there. There's been multiple videos about this, and I just wanted to kind of share my perspective on it and the fact that basically someone took my account and started selling stuff under my name. But let me digress a little bit. There's a lot of places right now you can try to sell your car or parts, and Facebook still tends to be one of the better ones out there. I've had the most luck on there. It's better than Craigslist. It's better than a lot of the other options. But as what happens with any of these marketplaces, as they mature and they get, more people start using them, the scammers have just gotten completely out of control. So I'm going to kind of show you what happened to me here. I'm going to show you some stuff to look for when you're looking at our profile to see if it's a scam or not. And we're going to go kind of in depth on that. And hopefully this helps some people out. So some kids that complain, they can see my nose hairs in these videos. So sorry if you're a nose hair guy. They don't like it, but it is what it is. All right, first off, I want to thank a few people who noticed this. So the really fun part is when your Facebook profile gets cloned, they block you. So they take my profile, take my pics, list stuff that I've listed in the past, and people know me. I'm Tom Hergert. I run Rocket Restorations. I post a lot of stuff online. So like when people see Tom, they think, oh, that's okay to buy from that guy. And when it's cloned, it makes it really difficult to do. But there were several people who shout out to me, and I really appreciate it. My brother sent me a link. Jamie from Megaparts. Jamie's a good dude. Jim Reinhardt from Illinois. Keith, Scott. There's actually a board for like scams on Facebook. That's a really good place to check out. They tend to highlight them, and they do a really good job of that. It's Mopar buying, selling, feedback, and reporting scammers. That's the board. They do a really good job of finding stuff, and there's a lot of tools out there to do that, which I'll go into in a little bit here. Okay, so what does being cloned on Facebook means? That basically means that a scammer, usually from out of country, takes all of your personal info and makes it look like you, basically. Takes your profile picture, takes where you live, takes all that, and they take your old ads and they post a bunch of ads online for stuff that you've sold, usually for way less. So I think one thing I listed was for like $1,500. They listed for like $500. That's definitely one thing you want to look for in a Facebook scam. If the price is too good to be true, usually it is. These guys are getting really good. Like they're using like AI chats and stuff. So like when you just try to call them out, like they start like yelling at you if you call them a scammer. That actually happened to me once. But basically, my brother told me I got scammed, and I got this notice through email. It says a friend reported a profile. They think he's pretending to be you. Hi, Tom. One of your Facebook friends reported Tom Hergert pretending to be you. We take these requests seriously, so we'll review the profile and remove it if it goes against our community standards. We'll let you know when a decision is made. Thanks, Facebook team. All right. Thanks, Facebook. Great. You're doing great. You're doing God's work here. They're not. They're terrible. They're really bad about scammers. They don't really care. The one thing I will say here is this was down it took about 48 hours, but the profile finally did go down. So at least they got rid of that guy. But there's no reason why it's not just going to pop up somewhere else, because that's usually what happens. It's a game of whack-a-mole with these guys. And there's no barrier of entry to make a profile on Facebook. So they can just come back and do this over and over and over again. Sorry, Hemi decided to have a squeaky toy. It's really hard to film when you have a squeaky toy that you're squeaking. You want to say hi to everybody, Hemi? Yes, tail's wagging. He's very happy to see you all. So again, as I mentioned before, I'm blocked from this. I can't see any of these ads. So basically, if stuff starts showing up, your friends basically have to tell you this and report it, or else these people are going to still do this. And they're obviously making money at this. So they put up these prices for stupidly low prices, and people just buy them without seeing them, which I understand. I've done that be too, but there's definitely a lot of things you want to look at on this. So let me go through these pictures for you so I can kind of show you what happened. Scott Fisher posted this on that scam group. He said, ran across this one this morning. It's pretty crazy. I know who the real Tom Hergert is. Me. I know he lives in Washington, so the New Jersey location is a red flag. So he posted a Dana 60 that I had posted a while ago, and it was, what's the price? I think it was for $1,500, and they posted for like $500, I think, or something like that. But it was in New Jersey. And, obviously I'm not from New Jersey. I'm from Olympia, Washington. So that was like a huge red flag with this. I saw several people see that. Several people contact me after that, which is really nice. A lot of people flagged it after that, which again, this is what we want. We don't want these ads out there. We want them flagged and we want them gone. So these people aren't trying to profit off people. It's ridiculous. Some things to watch out for this. So this is the profile of the person who was impersonating me, basically cloning my profile. This all looks good. This is the same. So I have the Daytona on there. I have my neon sign is my avatar, or whatever you want to call it. Worked to Rocket Restorations. I grew up in Woodinville, Washington. Blah blah blah. So, but you look a little deeper. You go into my profile, which you can do. So when you see an ad on Facebook, there's above their name, there's a thing called seller details. So you can click on that, and then there's a thing that says view profile. So you can go on there, you can find a lot out about a person on that. So if they have a bunch of pictures on there, a bunch of history, that's a good sign. If it says where they're from, so if they say they're from Olympia, Washington, but they're posting the stuff in like New Jersey or something, it's a giant red flag. So on this one, it says, moved to New York in 2007, moved to Gonzaga University in 2004. Well, that's not my profile. That's somebody else. I never moved to New York. If it's moving all around, that's a big thing. If you see a profile that has like one or two pictures and one of them's like of the ad and like just some random person, like that, they'll put a hot chick on there sometimes, or just be some random dude, or they'll find one of my pictures and put a picture of me up there. That's real common, but like look for the profile, because if it doesn't have like a big history with a lot of pictures and different things, that's a giant red flag that it's a scam. Okay, so here's another Dana I had listed. So this one was in 1967. So they actually put it up for $2,000, which is as much as I had it up for. But, again, Greenbrook Township, New Jersey. I mean, luckily people knew who I was, and knew that it wasn't me, because that's not where I'm from. Because the way kind of Marketplace works is, you post something on Marketplace and it just goes on Marketplace, but like it doesn't get a lot of, most people only search within a couple hundred miles of home. So you have to put in these different groups. So there's all these different groups on Facebook, Mopar fans or whatever, Mopar's Unlimited. Like there's a ton of different groups on there. Then when you post your thing online, this is one thing that makes Facebook so effective, is if you're a member of the groups, when you list something on Facebook, you can put it in those groups, and it basically like hyper targets people. So, if there's a group with 50,000 people on there that are all Mopar fans, well, that's the Dana 60 rear axle. Like you're gonna get some traction from that. If you post it in a Mustang group, no one's gonna want a Mopar Dana 60 in a Mustang group, but it's real nice on Facebook. That's one really effective way to sell something on Facebook, is if you're a member of multiple Facebook groups, you post your ads in there, and that really helps. That's what this guy did. He posted a bunch of different Mopar groups that I was a member of, that he saw that I was a member of, and posted these ads on there. Okay, so here's another one. This one's actually not me. So, and this is real common too. So they'll take pictures from my old ads, but they'll also, just have random stuff on the internet. This one was a 69 Dodge Charger grill, really nice original Dodge Charger grill. It's obviously worth way more than $500. And this one was actually where I was. But again, you got to look at their profile and see what other ads they have up for sale on Facebook. Because if they have stuff listed all over the country, that's a giant red flag. So they actually put it in Olympia on this one, which makes it a little harder to spot than it would normally would, But yeah, $500 for a 69 Charger grill, that's a steal. That's kind of a red flag, especially if they don't have, if you look at the profile and it looks fishy, it usually is. Okay, so here's another screenshot I took from one of the ads. So this was a 1969 Charger I listed. 69? Yeah, 69. So it's a super rusty car. I actually did a whole video on this car. In fact, I ranted and raved about Facebook Marketplace for about 15 minutes when I listed this car. I'll tell you what, you want to have the crazies come out, the haters come out, list a really rusty Dodge Charger for a fair amount of money. I got $6,000, $7,000 for this car, I think, which is funny because I shipped it to a guy in California. He immediately listed it for 14, and it's still for sale. So, but this thing was rusty. I mean, rusty. Frame were rusty. No good parts on it. I mean, I put fenders on it. It was a really, really rough car. I got so much hate from listing this car. It was hilarious. I did a whole video about it because I was really frustrated because of Facebook Marketplace. People are weird, but I digress. Back to the topic at hand here. So one thing they'll do is they'll take like the profile picture will be of an ad. So again, this is an ad I listed. They stole my picture from the ad. And also, like, see if they've moved lately too. Big red flag is they'll move to different towns, so they'll register wherever they are. You know, I think this guy was in New Jersey or something, but who knows? He may have been in Nigeria. I don't know. But if it says moved recently, so this one says moved to Olympia, Washington, November 12th, 2023. You know, that's another red flag too. Like, you want to see if they've moved recently. If you see that, that's generally a sign that it's not a real person. Okay, so now I've gone over a few pieces here on how to spot a scam, but I kind of like want to have like go over this in detail because it's kind of what I look for. So, you know, obviously I'm on Marketplace a lot. I love buying stuff. I'm always trying to find a deal too. So I'm on Marketplace most nights. And, you know, there's just certain things you want to look for when you look at an ad. So, for example, this is a great example. So last week, a 1968 Dodge Charger was listed on Facebook Marketplace about a couple hours north of me. And it was really cheap, you know, $5,000. You know, it needed everything. It was a shell, the quarter panel was off, but it really looked like a pretty nice car. Okay, so just want to give you an example here of a real ad. So this was a good deal for this Charger. It sold like instantaneous. It's still a really rough car, but you know, 68 Charger, like they're just insanely expensive right now. So it's $5,000 up in Bow, Washington, north of Bellingham. But you can look at the car, and one big thing you want to look for. Also, he has another ad for a Challenger, which I'll show you in a second if it's still up. One thing you want to look for is the plates. So if it's listed in Washington and has Washington plates, that's a good sign. If it's listed in Washington and has like Illinois plates, bad sign. So that's one thing I always look for plates. You know, 5,000 in the ad, you know, looked fairly realistic. I have a 1968 Dodge Charger for sale. Would be a great start to a rest-a-mod. Has solid floors, some rust in the rear. I have brand new trunk pan from AMD. One thing, someone cut off the left recorder, forgot the car, must replace. I've never done. Not a big deal. You're gonna have to do stuff anyway. So, guys, Matt Powers. So when I say see seller details, that's what you want to look at, and you can really deep dive into here. So you want to look for other ads. So he has several other ads for sale, all from the same area. You know, here's a 1-ton Chevy he has listed. Again, Washington plates, fat, PHATT. That's funny. But again, that's one thing you want to look at where that looks pretty realistic. Challenger for sale too. Again, you can see the Charger in the background, all from the same guy, all from the same area. That's a good sign. Again, you still want to be careful. This is not foolproof, obviously, but it's a really good sign that you want to look for. So, okay, the other thing I do is I always look at their profile. So right here, it says view profile. So from Bow, Washington, went to Mount Vernon High School. That's all in the area. Works from A to Z. But you can see in his profile, he's got a ton of pictures here. That's good. I mean, the clones can steal pictures from other people. He has a ton of friends. Like, they never have any friends either when it's a scam profile. So here's an example of a real one, just for something to look at, you know. All right, so now I want to show you an example of some scam ads. So this one is textbook scam. Like, pretty much everything in this is sketchy and is a great example to show you. So this is a 1970 Plymouth Cuda 383 listed in Vancouver, Washington for $17,500. And I don't even know if that engine bay shots the rest of the car, because actually the car looks pretty good. The engine bay looks pretty dirty, but you know, this thing's way too nice to be $17,500. So that's red flag number one. Red flag number two, see how they photoshopped out the license plate? They always do that because well, I guess, never mind. Let me look at the back. Hold on. There we go. Photoshopped out license plate. There is no front plate. I was wrong about that. No, you know, they photoshopped that out because the car isn't in Washington. It's a fake. It's not, they're not selling this car. So here's the description. So again, all of this adds up. Like, there's little clues that you can look at, but when you look at all of them, it makes a lot of sense. Pristine condition, inside and out, beautiful drive, very low mileage, exclamation point, runs and drives perfect, zero issues, really good shape, never had any problems with it, no scratches or dents. I always keep it in the garage. I always keep it in garage, no rust, original paint, no accidents. Yeah. It is a non-smoker, non-pets vehicle. That was not written by a human being, or that was not written by a person who knows Mopars or speaks a word of English. So yeah, so there's that. So the description's horrible, blacked out license plate. Okay, let's go down to the seller. Elaine, L-A-L-A-L-A-L-A-I-N Munoz. No profile picture. Everyone has a profile picture on Facebook. Go to seller details and you can figure out more. It says joined in 2018, which is interesting. Kind of wonder if they took somebody's account. So view profile. There's nothing here. It's completely blank. So that's a giant red flag. It should never be blank. There's always somebody. Somebody has some friends on Facebook. No one just joins Facebook and has 0 friends with 0 pictures. It just doesn't happen. Okay, now the really fun part. Let's look at his other listings. All of this stuff was listed in the last day. Lots of RVs, 2020 Ram, a Kubota, lots of really cheap motorhomes. Look at all these scam ads. They're all scams. This is insane. 76 Ford Bronco. I mean, there's like a full resto mod Bronco for $26,000. That's a $75,000 vehicle. There's the Cuda. Ooh, there's even a Charger. There's our Mopar here. You know, I mean, people make bad ads, but like no one makes their first picture in their ad the back seat. Again, Charger, way too nice. 19.5, way too cheap. Blacked out license plates. I mean, this thing just has, it's like this, the poster child for scam ad. It's just obvious this thing isn't a real car. Be curious to see if I can find this online. No blacked out finish panel. Okay, I'll stop being anal about this. But yeah, lots of other ads. Everything's fake. It's just, it's not a good ad. It's just not a good ad. It's fake. Profile's bad. Everything's bad about this. Use this as a warning. This is what to look for 100%. All right, I'm gonna show you guys a fun little trick here. So I mentioned this earlier, but there's Google Lens, and this is only on your phone. I can't really show you this. I don't really know how to film this on my phone. I'm obviously just taking a video off my desktop monitor here. So you have to download the Google Lens app, and what you do is you go to the app and there's a little square box, then you scan the picture in the ad and see what comes up. So I scanned the Charger, and guess what we found? Boom. Here's the car for sale. So it's sold on January 22nd, 2024 on Bring a Trailer, a 446-pack powered 69 Charger for $55,000. And see right here, the 1969 California plate with the Charger. So there's the Bring a Trailer ad. There is the Facebook Marketplace ad. So again, Google Lens is kind of a good, fun toy to play with here, where you can see if you can find the original ad where it was originally sold, and it will, again, help you out if it's a scam, and you can find out more information about the car and where it came from. Okay, I decided to mess around with the guy a little bit, so I just sent him a message, will you take cash? And then his answer was, hello, are you still interested in purchasing the vehicle? If so, please share your email address, and my friend will send you all the information and more pictures. We look forward to hearing from you. Very generic reply at 5:21 in the morning, West Coast time. Again, giant red flag here, and he wants your email because he wants to get you off the Facebook system. So then Facebook won't have, I mean, Facebook doesn't do a lot anyways, but then they have, you know, there's less ways to protect you on this. So yeah, so don't do that. Okay, so we showed you, you know, bad ads. So the other thing that's really been, and this has been a fairly recent thing, but there's like whole profiles that are fake, and it's crazy. I see some of these groups that have thousands of people following them, because basically what they do is they try to get as many people following them as possible, but these are absolutely fake groups. So that picture, I think that's actually Ryan Brute Archaeology's picture. Shout out to Ryan. I think he follows his channel. I follow his channel. He does the barn find section at McCacken every year. But that's not their yard. This is a completely fake ad. And what's really funny, there's multiple funny things here. First of all, they do a post in October saying, beware of scammers, when they're a scammer. Very clever. My favorite part of this, though, is the avatar they have, Johhhan, is spelled differently than their profile, which is hilarious to me. I don't know why that's so funny, but they can't even get that right. So here's all the ads, like here's all the Mopars in their yard, and like this is all scams. So 4Speed, they don't have any of this stuff. These are all just pictures they take off Facebook. And you can see when you look at the pictures of these things, they're all different areas, they're all different places. They're just taking different stuff off the internet, which is just so crappy. I mean, they even do like, you know, memes and beware of scammers. I mean, if you just looked at this and didn't know what you were looking at, like, you would think this is a real thing. They put a lot of effort into this, but this guy is not real. It's 100% scam, and it's really easy to get tricked up by this. So let me see if I can find that picture on Google Lens. Hold on just a sec. So I couldn't find a direct match from Google Lens, but one came up, a video from Mopar City in Illinois. And I think this is where this is from. I think it's Mopar City in Illinois. And again, I'm pretty sure Ryan Brute took all these. So Ryan, if you watch this video, give me a shout out. I'm curious if these are your pictures or not, because they're being stolen to scam people. Good times. Awesome. So to recap, Yeah, getting cloned on Facebook, it kind of sucks. It's not a lot of fun. You really hope people aren't getting ripped off out there, trying to buy stuff that you haven't listed for sale or stuff you listed for years ago. All I can say is stay vigilant. I mean, I'm not saying wear your tinfoil hats and like never leave your house, but just understand that like when you see that great deal, just be aware if it's real or not. There's certain things to look for on this stuff. There's certain things not to look for on this stuff, and just make sure you do your due diligence. For example, one thing a lot of people have been doing, and this is what I've been doing a lot of my ads too, is if you see something that's too good to be true, ask them for a picture of the person or something in front of the part or car for sale with their name and date on it. That way they're not taking other people's pictures. Another thing to try is there's something called Google Lens, where you can put a picture into Google in Google Lens, and it'll tell you if you can find that picture before. So, for example, there was a charger for sale in Oregon a couple months ago, and it was actually for sale in Pennsylvania. So, Jamie found that one, did a video on it, but he put that in the Google Lens and figured out that the car was actually for sale in Pennsylvania. So it was for sale for $10,000 in Oregon, but it was $30,000 in Pennsylvania. But that had all, the license plates were blacked out. Like, that's just a lot of red flags there. So, and if you do pay, if it is a great deal, you want to go through with it, great. But make sure you protect yourself. For example, if you're paying with PayPal, don't pay with family and friends. So family and friends means that the person receiving the money doesn't have to pay fees. And if you do that, you have no protection whatsoever. So what I always say, if they're not willing to do that, first of all, that is a bit of a red flag, but I understand people are really cheap. Just offer to cover the fees. It's like 2 or 3%. So, I mean, if it's that good a deal and it's something you want that bad and you're worried about it, just offer to pay the extra fees. And if they don't agree to do that, again, giant red flag on this. So hopefully I gave you guys some stuff to look at. Hopefully this doesn't happen to you. It was not a great experience for me, but it is what it is. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad people out there. There's a lot of cesspools. It's like, go out and buy a car. Like, go on Marketplace. You don't have to like hide in your house with a tinfoil hat on. Like, not everyone's a scammer, but just keep in mind, stay vigilant so you don't get ripped off out there, because there's a lot of bad actors out there trying to take your money. So, all right, well, this is Tom from Rocket Restorations. I really appreciate everybody from watching, and we'll talk to you soon.